Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Bless the Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Bless the Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Bless the Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Bless the Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Bless the Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Bless the Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Bless the Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Bless the Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Bless the Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is Strategic.
Good afternoon. How you doing? This is Coach Carvel Bailey, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Lunch and Learn. Listen, if this is your first time checking me out, I want to welcome you. Let me know what city and state you are watching from today. Let me know what city and state you're watching from today. As always, we got my IG people over here. What's good going on? What it do? What's up, y'all? Here, same way we got my Facebook, my YouTube, checking in, as well as podcast land are all encompassing. So today, right, the Warriors, shout out to the Warriors, 2022 NBA champions. That is 4 in the last 8 years. They've been to the final 6 out of the last 8 years. Incredible. So as I was watching the game yesterday, and as I've just been paying attention to the Warriors this year, right, I came up with 5 of, I think, the most important things that we can learn from the Warriors, that you can learn from the Warriors and be able to share with your athlete, right? What is it that your athlete can take, from this championship with the Warriors, other than, hey, Steph Curry is an amazing shooter, right? What can we learn? There's so many different words. There's so many different things that I believe that we can get from this actual championship. But what I want to do is I want to give you 5 things today, right? My top 5 that I've learned from watching them this year. And I believe that any athlete, especially high school guards, can learn tremendously from this. So again, my name is Coach Carvel Bailey, and I help high school guards with the tools they need to not only improve their confidence, their basketball skill set, but as well as their IQ and their exposure, making them more recruitment ready. So that's what we do at Hoops Mastery University. Show is being brought to you by Bless the Ball Consulting Group, right? Bless the Ball Consulting Group. And we welcome you here. So here we go. Let's get into it. Those 5 things. The first thing that I learned, and I think your athlete can learn from the Golden State Warriors also. The first thing is that they were committed, right? So commitment is the number one thing, right? When looking at your athlete, how committed are they? How committed are they? I always talk about Joel Embiid made trust the process sound good, made it look good on the t-shirt too. But what are those things that your athlete is committed to? Now, they're committed to something. They may not always be committed to the thing that's going to take them towards their goal, but they're committed to something. But the Golden State Warriors were committed to being the best possible team by being the best possible individuals that they can be. All right, I'm going to say that again. They were committed as a team. They were committed to be the best possible team through being the best possible individual player and person that they could be. So they were committed to doing things that was going to take them to be the best possible player that they could be and also help them be the best possible team that they could be. So is your athlete committed or not, right? Is your athlete committed? Now, I'm not sure what that commitment looks like. Maybe working out a certain number of times a day, certain number of times a week, committed to their schoolwork. But all of those things that encompass a student athlete, are they committed to doing those things? And the Golden State Warriors were committed to the goal. And I believe the goal was to be the best possible team that they can be, as well as being the best possible individuals that they can be within the team. So that's the first thing. They were committed, right? The second thing, and they 1 and 2 kind of go hand in hand, because they were committed, they were determined. All right. They were committed, but they were also determined, because there were certain days, and your athlete as well, there are certain days where your athlete just don't feel it. Certain days where your athlete may not feel well. There's certain days where they just don't want to do it. But this is where determination comes in, right? They were determined to get to that goal. And in order to get to that goal, they had to be committed. Does that make sense? So they were determined to be committed. They were determined to make sure that they were doing the things in the dark. So when the lights came on, everybody said, "Oh, wow, look at them." So is your athlete determined? If they miss a couple of shots, are they determined to keep shooting? If they miss a couple of shots, are they determined to take better shots, higher percentage shots? Are they determined to treat their body right? Are they determined to study, right? Film, right? Are they determined to hold each other accountable also? So the first thing that your athlete can learn from the Golden State Warriors as they hoisted up the trophy, let's not just look at what we saw all in the bright lights. Let's look at the things that in the dark no one can see. And I believe the first thing is commitment. The second thing is determination. They were committed and they were determined. Now, the third thing is they were patient. This is probably speaking directly to your athlete. Maybe they could be committed for a minute. Maybe they could be determined for a minute, but they lack patience. They lack patience. Anything over the course of time will work itself out. And I'm not going to say anything. I don't like to speak definites, but majority of things in its due time will work itself out. So how patient is your athlete? Now with patience, we can slide right into perseverance, right? That's not number 4, but patience number 3, we can slide right into perseverance. Those are two totally different things, but a person that's patient, right? They will wait until things form. Now everybody's not patient. And I actually have a shirt that says work while you wait. Patient if they're waiting, but are they working while they're waiting? Are they patient enough for that? But then the perseverance, right? Are they ready to keep knocking at that door, ready to keep knocking that door down? So number 3 is how patient is your athlete? They may work out 10 days in a row. They may not see their muscles get any bigger. They may shoot 1,000 shots a day. Over the course of the first 3 days, they may not see a difference. But if they're determined and if they're committed, it's working anyway, because it's working on their mind while it works on their game. I hope I'm making sense to you. So the first thing was they were committed. The second thing is they were determined. The third thing is they were patient / they persevered. They were patient. They were without Klay Thompson for 2 seasons, but they were patient. And guess what? They were determined to help him get back. And Klay was committed to getting back. There were days where he just sat on the bench after the game and the camera panned to him. He was just sitting there after the game, hands on his head, like wishing he could be out here. But he had to be patient. And if your athlete is not patient, then they'll start doing things out of reaction, and it may not hold well for them. So we got committed, we got determined, we got patient. But then this is the biggest thing that I love because, again, speaking to Klay, Klay was out. Draymond Green was out for a minute. Steph Curry was out for a minute. Andre Iguodala was out for a minute, right? Their core four that helped them get 4 championships were all out at a certain point of not only this season, but was out at a certain point between their last championship and this championship. But guess what the Golden State Warriors did? And if your athlete can understand this, it'll take them to heights that they didn't even believe they can go to. What am I talking about? They were resourceful. That's right. The Golden State Warriors were resourceful. They showed resourcefulness because now you got a Looney, you got a Wiggins, you got a Poole, you got Juan, right? I can't. What's Juan's last name? Can't think of his last name. Somebody help me out, right? But he played at Marquette, right? They had a lot of different individuals, right? They had, I believe the guy's Moses Moody, I believe that's his name. That's with Rich Paul. If you all haven't seen the Rich Paul story, definitely go check it out. But they had a lot of people that they were resourceful, and that helped the team. Now, if your athlete can't get it done through the front door, are they resourceful enough to go through the back door? Are they resourceful enough to go through the side door, right? This is not working. Well, what do you have? And this is resourcefulness. What do you have that you can use right now? And so Golden State Warriors, they were resourceful, and they found out that they were able to use what they already had to help them win a championship. And if your athlete can understand how to be more resourceful, oh, I don't have a way to the gym. Well, did you call somebody? Right? I don't have a way to the gym. Did you let somebody know beforehand? Can you walk? Can you ride a bike? Can you catch an Uber, a Lyft? What? I mean, I'm not like resourceful. You don't have new shoes, but can you use the old ones? Oh, this ball don't feel well. Well, is it round? Does it go in the rim? Is your athlete resourceful? And coaches love athletes that are resourceful, that just find a way to get it done. And that's what the Golden State Warriors did. They were resourceful, and they found a way to get it done. So how resourceful is your athlete, and what areas can your athlete be more resourceful in to, again, help them get to that goal? The Golden State Warriors' goal was to be the best team possible by being the best individual players and people possible. So again, let's go over it, right? One is, and you always know me, right? I got my notes, I got my talking points. One, they were committed. And they were not only committed to the goal, they were committed to each other, right? Those 4 players hurt. Everybody could have said, man, I'm going to take my bag and I'm bounced. Is your athlete committed to their team? And as you, the parent, will you allow your athlete to be committed to a team? And stop moving them from one team to another and bouncing them all over the place from one team to another because you aren't committed. Just because you aren't committed don't mean that they aren't committed. But how can your athlete learn to be committed? How can your athlete learn to be resourceful? How can your athlete learn to be determined if you keep pulling them and you keep transferring them and you keep, putting them with this person, this person, this team, and this team? The Golden State Warriors were committed to each other. And they were determined to win and to get back to where they were, which is the peak of the mountain. They were patient And they understood it was going to be some ebbs and flows. Y'all know we always talk about ebbs and flows. They knew that it was going to get rocky. They knew they were going to have to develop themselves in a different way. Your athlete must develop themselves because they have to become a different person, a different athlete to get what it is that they want. Steph Curry, people saw him crying tears, right? Then they flash back to his rookie year. Steph Curry had to become a different individual than he was last night in order to win 4 championships. Let's not get it twisted. He can shoot the ball, but he had to become a whole different person. And so he had to use what he had to get what he wanted. How resourceful is your athlete? How committed are they? How determined are they? How patient are they? Like, those are questions that I want you to ask your athlete and see if they can give you reason, like, oh, other than, yeah, I'm committed, I'm determined, I'm resourceful. Allow for them to show you, which would help their confidence if they can just stick with something for a while. This core group of the Warriors have been together for over 10 seasons. They've had the good days, they've had their bad days, but they 4 out of 6. Somebody do the math. 4 out of 6. Somebody do the math. I think that's a pretty good percentage, right? 4 out of 6. I believe that's a pretty good percentage. 66%, right? Somebody shoot 4 out of 6 threes. They had a great shooting night. But now the fifth and final thing that we can learn from the Warriors is they were hungry. How hungry is your athlete? Now, maybe you've heard me say it before. Hunger and thirst are 2 totally different things. The Warriors were hungry. They had been to the mountaintop. And then they didn't make the playoffs. And then they lost the play-in game to get to the playoffs. So they went from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the valley. But they were hungry. And that hunger fueled their commitment. That hunger fueled their determination. That hunger fueled and sustained their patience. That hunger allowed for them to be resourceful and figure it out. Could it be that the reason that your athlete may not have reached the goal that they would like to reach yet, could it be because they're not hungry? Now, again, your hunger and your commitment is totally different than your athlete's hunger and your athlete's commitment. But how hungry is your athlete? And is that hunger enough to help them with those other 4 things? Patience, determination, resourcefulness, commitment. Can that hunger fuel all those things? Now, this is what I learned from the Warriors. I believe if your athlete paid attention to those things, it will help them in the long run. See, this game of basketball is not just about making a jump shot, making a 3-pointer, a dunk, getting a steal, a block shot. This game of basketball is much more than that. This game of basketball is a prelude to life. This game of basketball is synonymous with life lessons and life learning. This game of basketball develops us as individuals. And I believe that the good teams, the good players, they understand this. The good teams and the good players understand this. The great teams and the great players They live by this. Now, the mediocre players and the mediocre teams don't even understand this. Listen to what I said. The good teams and the great teams, or the good teams and the good players, they understand these things I'm talking about. The great teams and the great players, they live by it. But the mediocre players and the mediocre teams, they don't even know that this exists. Remember, I always say, right? Some playing chess, some playing checkers, some don't even know it's a game being played. But in actuality, these 5 things, I believe, is what helped Golden State win the championship that they just won. In fact, I'm pretty confident that if you ask any Golden State Warrior, they would say all 5 of those things played a part. Commitment, determination, patience, resourcefulness, and hungry. Which means that they were unwavering. Golden State Warriors lost by 39 points to the Memphis Grizzlies. Remember, they was like, whoop that trick. Whoop, remember? And it was so crazy because even Draymond Green had a towel and him and Steph Curry was out there laughing. They got beat by 39 points. That's embarrassing. But they were unwavering. They were unwavering because they knew, hey, there's only one game in a 7-game series. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. And we know that they're happy for beating us, and we're back on the rise after being down in the dumps for the last 2 years. But we're patient. It's our time. We're committed to our goals and each other. We're determined to go do those things in which we need to do. We're resourceful because we will figure it out one way or another. With or without our core, we'll figure it out. Andre Iguodala did more coaching. He showed himself to be a coach this year above everything else. Now, I have, going back to their first championship, Andre Iguodala actually like coaching players during the game. But he showed himself to, he probably going to land him a coaching job, at least an assistant. But he was resourceful. Hey, if I can't be out there helping, we will be okay. Because I'm going to do what I can to make this happen. And then finally, they were hungry. So those are the 5 things, right? Those are the 5 things that we can learn from the Warriors. I gave you a bonus, right? With them being unwavering, just being able to not really let it affect them mentally and just keep going. Next possession, next possession, next possession, next possession. Get your athlete to understand that. Next possession, next possession. They get a turnover. You still got to go back down on defense. Next possession, right? You get a dunk. You still got to run back down on defense. Next possession, right? You get a steal. Now you got to go down on offense. Next possession. Everything is next possession. So I hope that you were able to get something from this. I surely did. And we will definitely be talking about this next week, right? And our Hoops Mastery Summer Intensive, in which we still have a couple slots left. We still have a couple slots left. Class started last week. Had a great class, right? We still have a couple slots left. And if your athlete if you want your athlete, and your athlete wants to learn and get better, right? And learn basketball holistically, and not just how you hold the ball and shoot it, but holistically, then definitely reach out to us, and we'll let you know how you can get registered. If you just want to go right to the website and get registered, it's bit.ly/B2BSD Summer School, right? It's bit.ly/B2BSD Summer School. So you can go ahead and you can get registered for our summer intensive, and we still have 4 weeks to go, right? So you go there, bit.ly/B2BSD Summer School. All right, this is Coach Carvel Bailey. I got to run off. to swim class right now. Well, actually class for my kids, for my son. But hey, I hope y'all learn from this. And listen, just because the NCAA season is over and the NBA season is over, there's still basketball, right? There's still WNBA. You can learn a lot from the women's game. So still have your athlete tuned in, check out basketball, and continue to learn. We'll be continuing our Lunch and Learns as always. If you haven't had a chance to check out my free case study video where I show you more about what tools your athlete needs to become more recruitment ready, then you can go check that out at BeTheRightRecruit.com. All right, you can definitely go check out my free case study video at BeTheRightRecruit.com. All right, this is Coach Carvel Bailey, and I am out of here. I will see you all on flip side. Peace. Persistence, consistency, and finishing what you started. Time. How much time are you putting into your craft? I believe you don't lose, you learn. So you just ran out of time. Does that make sense? Like that contest, y'all just ran out of time. But how much time do you think you have before it's over? Right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. Don't matter if you're a damn All-American. Like, you got a job to do, so trust. Y'all not mentally tough because y'all don't trust not only each other, but you don't trust yourself. And you don't trust yourself because how much time you putting in. The ones that put the time in, they trust one another. They believe in themselves. So if y'all believe that y'all can do it, y'all should be going harder. Y'all should be holding one another accountable. Whatever you can do to help this team, that's what y'all need to happen. Everybody can't score. Everybody ain't fast. What everybody can do, what everybody that ever plays basketball should be able to do if they play basketball, they should be able to play defense and play hard. Them are the only two things you can control. Just show hey, who want to play basketball? Honestly, who want to play basketball? All right, who has to play basketball? We just cracked the code. And dudes that y'all play, they got to get their mom out the hood. The dudes that y'all playing, they living in the trap. The dudes that y'all playing ain't getting no sleep. So I got to get any advantage that I can. So what choices are y'all making? That's the point I'm getting to. Are you making the choice to play defense? Are you making the choice to pass the ball? Hell, are you making the choice to come to practice? And I commend y'all because y'all here in the evening. But guess what? Circle gets smaller. Tryouts, that circle is big, wasn't it? Circle gets smaller, dog. Everybody don't make it.